We're back on Zwift, and it's stage 4 of the Zwift Crit Club. 4 laps of the crit course in Neokyo. This is the Thursday night replacement for the T2.5 community race, where we are actually joining a Zwift organised event. So in this D category, we've got a couple of the other T2.5 guys as well. Big group of riders here. I don't know, what's that, about 56? I don't know how many's in the list on the right. It's that number plus 46. So a nice big group. I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling relatively positive going into this race, given my previous effort in the last one. I'm thinking, again, as usual, try to hold on. There's a couple of pinch points in this course that are slightly hilly, and I know are going to be my problem points, but there's a big draft here. There's lots of riders, and I'm thinking as long as I can stay in amongst them, I should, touch wood, be okay, and then just see how quickly the pace picks up in the last couple of laps. This is one of those pinch points that I'm going to have on this course. It's only up at 2 to 3%, but it's one of those slightly longer hilly bits that if I don't put out enough power to overcompensate for my weight, I can get left behind. I've put the drafting boost down. That should help me stay in with the group. I don't find any difficulties this time. I'm up at 355 watts there, so still putting out a fair amount. The group is travelling at a bit of a speed too, 35 kilometres up that little hill, but it's a big group. As I said previously, the main aim is just to make sure I stay in the group. I've got no intentions of going off the front, trying to push the ride in any way, but just hang on like every other race that I do. Just try and hang on for as long as possible. But this big group, I'm thinking, might help me a little bit. I'm not used to riding in races with quite so many DCAT riders. Especially with a big group of these guys on the front. I don't know, it did split slightly. I'm not too sure how far back the split was, but I'm quite positive and quite happy to be in with the front group here. And this is the other pinch point for me on this course. I need to make sure I concentrate, keep going, don't miss it. If the power steps up, we're up this little sort of paved area that goes up, and it's sort of uppy downy, lefty righty. They're technical terms. But yeah, just want to make sure I don't lose the back again. I know I say that a lot, but that is my sole intention in any of these races. Got a ghost, absolutely useless to me because there's no way I'm going to use that to try and push off the front. But I'm feeling okay. I am pushing hard, as you would do in any race. I'm struggling. My thing at the moment seems to be getting air into my lungs. So I've backed off a little bit now. I know that I'm in with the group, so I can sort of coast a little bit and use the draft to my advantage and try and recover. But yeah, getting the air into my lungs in the last few races has been the difficult part. But we're coming up to 6 minutes, coming round to the end of the first lap. And here is the end of the first lap. You can see I'm towards the back of the group. That sort of becomes the position I stay in, because I am getting towards my limit a little bit here. We're only 7 minutes in, but I am struggling a bit to make sure I stay with them. We've got a 32-second lead over the group behind, and what I tend to kind of think in these circumstances, if I want to hang with this group for as long as possible, if that's to the end, brilliant, but if it's not, the longer I can stay with them, the bigger that gap gets between me and the riders behind, and therefore that will improve my finishing position overall. But yeah, I am feeling it. I'm also feeling okay. Lots of red in the power graph, but yeah, feeling like I can continue to push a little while. I'm shaking my head there. Just as I say that, I shake my head. You can see that I am struggling, but it's okay. Only a little bit further up the road here, we're just coming over the brow of that little lump, and you can see how much it's spread out. There's someone a long way off on the front. I'm assuming that's not somebody that we are coming up to lap, because that would be quite early. So I think it's someone who's made a break off the front, and everybody else has upped the pace a little bit. You can see there's a little group a little way up the road from me, and then this group that I'm in. I'm putting out red efforts as hard as I can, but I'm having to stop to recover. So I'm just thinking, I'm hoping there's enough riders around me that I can catch the draft. I can use that to my benefit and reel in that group that have gone up the road a little bit. And eventually we do sort of coast up behind them, end up back together again. But I realise I am right on the limit of what I can do. And if I'm not switched on enough and I miss something, then they'll be gone before I can say boo. So it's just trying to make sure I don't lose concentration. We're only 9.5 minutes into this race. and it's stepped up quite a lot, and I am feeling it a bit, but still hanging in there at the moment. 10 kilometers to go. We've all come back together, and I love watching a group move like this, a big group. You see it just sort of glide around the corner together to the right there, and we just come into the bottom of this lumpy bit. I don't think I react quick enough here, because you can see everyone sort of gets a couple of bike lengths on me just around that corner at the bottom here. And the next thing is that people were getting, just after this, a lot of people got the ghost power up, and then you sort of see people disappearing and then popping back up, and other people disappearing and popping back up. Really weird kind of to see on the screen as you're trying to stay in with the draft. But I'm up at 470 watts, 500 watts, into the 520s, I think, 540 nearly there, 550, just to make sure I'm pushing hard enough to stay in with the group. But I am pushing hard. I'm really enjoying it, but definitely pushing hard. We're heading around towards the end of the second lap, and I'm starting to think, crikey, we've still got 2 laps of this craziness to go, and then I make the most stupid of mistakes I could possibly make. I put a post up in the group before warning people about this pop-up. Make sure you've got a mouse ready so it doesn't auto-select. It didn't auto-select me. I selected with the mouse to go to my other ride, the post-race group ride, social ride afterwards, and I left the race right in the middle, and it dumped me on the start line of that, and I'm not happy. I am really disappointed, because whilst I was pushing hard, I was really, really enjoying it. I really wanted to carry on in that race. So yeah, there was some disappointment and some anger and a few choice words that I was saying after that. But on the plus side, I did enjoy the post-race ride afterwards. But sadly, that was the end of my race. What an idiot. After warning everybody on the Discord channel not to do that, guess who did it? Oh, I can't believe it. I guess everyone gets like this when they're like pushing really hard. Your brain goes a bit fuzzy, and I just grabbed hold of the mouse. I saw I had 30 seconds. For some reason, I moved it and absent-mindedly just clicked. And of all the places on the screen I could have clicked, I clicked on leave the race. How annoying. But lesson learned. Hopefully I won't do it again next time. And I guess it shows you what happens if you do press it. So don't press that button if you want to come to the social ride afterwards. I did join that social ride afterwards, which was great fun, having a chat, having a laugh. And obviously there was the 7:10 version of that race, but I'd shifted my evening forward slightly, and my allotted window was kind of up, so I didn't get the chance to do it again later on, which is a bit of a shame. One thing I hadn't done yet, though, was the segment challenge that started this week. This week's was the Zwift Hilly KOM, the Zwift KOM on the hilly route on Watopia. I hadn't done that yet, so on Saturday I jumped on to do it. Let's have a look how that went. Just coming over to that red line to start the segment. There's a little bit of a hill to get to this point. I took it nice and easy, but ramped it up on that bridge over just to see if I can carry some speed through just before this hill slams the brakes on. And I thought, right, I need to just go for it. There was something that Chris Jupp said to me before. This segment will be won or lost on the steep part of this climb. So I thought, right, I'm just going to have to go for it. Get myself going from the very beginning of this. We're up at 11% now. I just wanted to get over this really difficult part, carry as much speed up it as I could. Out the saddle, up at 450 watts roughly. And then I have to sit down a little bit and back off. But I've got over the steepest part of that. And I'm thinking, okay, if Chris is correct, then I might have done myself some favours there. I just need to settle into a little bit of a rhythm now. So you can see, unlike me, I've been pretty consistent with the power since that little drop down. And then this it's actually gone to a negative gradient here. This little point, I decided not to change gears or try and push anything, maybe recover a little bit, and then hit this where we're 7% now. In the same gear I was in before, try and get back to that consistency as we're heading up here. We're on a TT bike, and I've picked some light wheels here as well. So you've got to do these segments on a TT bike. Thought I'd pick the light wheels as well, just to give myself a little bit of help If it helps at all, I don't know. But yeah, it's settling in again. You can see my power's leveling off about 330, between 300 and 330 watts. Still got 340 meters of the climb to go. It's leveled off again. It's at -1% actually, and this is where I do change the gears. I want to make sure I keep that power going a little bit as much as I can. Sorry, Neil, for not responding straight away. I was caught in the middle of doing this effort here. It's ramped up again. My power's shot up again. I'm thinking, right, okay, got to get across that line. 60 meters to go. Give it everything I can. Nearly at 400, 500 watts now, 550 watts. Just trying to get across the line. See it in my face. Just doing what I can to get across there. And do you know what? 3 minutes 55, it's going to be one of the slowest. I understand that. But actually, looking at the power, that's pretty consistent. I'm pretty happy with that. And could I have used that bit where it flattened off in the middle to maybe put out a bit more? Possibly, yes. I didn't have a chance to give it another go, unfortunately. I did this one on Saturday quite late, so I didn't get the chance to do it again. But I'm actually really happy. It's so unlike me to be that consistent with power. I'm happy. 3:55. So I'm actually really pleased with how that went. 3 minutes 55. I know is a relatively slow time, but for me to be able to keep a relatively level power graph most of the way through. I know it's early, it was high, and then in the middle it dipped off when it leveled off. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with that, and I feel like I paced it quite well. Maybe there was a couple of extra seconds in there, I'm not sure, but I did that one, which is really good. I want to say huge congratulations to the winners of each of the categories. The A category was John Kerr, obviously, he wins everything A category. B category was Chris Jupp with 1 minute 47 seconds. Really, really quick. John's time was 1 minute 25. Colin Moore winning the C cat in 2 minutes and 8. A couple of seconds separating, I think, the top 4 in that, which was amazing. And then on the D cat, Latix Warrior taking it in 2:45. This week's segment is a sprint segment. You've got till Sunday to set a time in Scotland on the Champions Sprint. So I'll be doing that in the next couple of days. Looking forward to that. A bit different, a nice short segment. Try and put out some big power numbers will hopefully get me a decent time in that one. So if you're interested in doing that, head over to the Discord channel. There's a specific channel on there. It's been really popular actually. There's loads of chat about it. So join in and get yourself a time set for that as well. But yeah, interesting couple of days on the bike. At least I've got on the bike. Unfortunately, race not ending up how I would like it to have done. But hey, I guess I did all right for the little bit of period that I was in that race. But that is the end of this video. If you had enjoyed it, do hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.